Which coffee machine is best for you and suits your needs? So we're going to be walking through capsule machines, an espresso machine, and then a bean to cup machine here. So the three machines that I have here is one by Nespresso. It's actually made by DeLonghi, who's the manufacturer, and this is the Vertuo Pop, which has the newer style Nespresso capsules, which we'll get back to shortly. Here we have the Sage Bambino, which does not include the grinder, which means you need to buy ground coffee for it. Or we have the Sage Barista Pro, which is a fantastic machine, and it is a bean to cup machine, which means it has its built-in grinder. So let's walk you through them. The reason I have these three machines is because this one is actually going to be a gift. This one is my travel one because I work for event companies all over the UK, and I also own a boat which I take this with me. And then this one is the one that stays at home and is my real workhorse. And that's why I have all three, and I paid my own money for these using just the regular retail price that you would find online. We'll do this in the order of the machines, starting off with the Nespresso one because it is definitely the most attractive price point to begin with, and then we'll work our way through to the other machines. So let's start off with the Nespresso. When it comes to the coffee machines, Nespresso is definitely one of the most attractive price points. So what you see here in front of me is part of the Barista bundle. In that bundle, I paid £95 for from Amazon, and I end up getting the machine here. This one's made by DeLonghi. With that, it came with the Aerochino, which is the milk frother, which does both hot and cold milks. So you can do hot chocolates in it as well as your cappuccinos and lattes. Here you have the glass cups that came with it with the two spoons, both Nespresso branded. You get the welcome pack, which has a variety of the different capsules, and it also included 2 sleeves in the box ready to go. So in the box I ended up getting 32 capsules in total. I do have a lot of experience when it comes to coffee machines because I have worked in department stores for a variety of brands, including Nespresso. So I do have a lot of experience when it comes to the capsule machines, including the Sage Barista machines. So I did pay my own money for all of these. I paid full retail for them, but I do have a lot of experience which I'd like to share with you. So when I did work for Nespresso, they had the older style capsules, which are the smaller ones, which we'll talk about shortly. But I ended up buying the Sage Barista Express, which is the older version of this, and I had that machine for 5 years, but I'll explain to you as we go through the video why I made that decision. Why would you want to buy an espresso machine? Well, you can make barista style coffees at home at the fraction of the price, and they'll come out perfect every single time. So the capsule machines are very easy to use, very clean to use, very easy to maintain, and then the milk comes out perfect every single time. Why would you not want to buy one? Well, the capsules tend to be a little bit more of a price premium versus buying ground coffee. So if you're making 1 or 2 coffees a day, then this is the way to go. Clean, easy, simple. If you're buying a lot of coffees and you drink a lot, then maybe spend a little bit more money to go something like a bean to cup machine. Why would you go through Nespresso versus a different type of capsule machine? So with the Nespresso machines, inside the capsules you only get ground coffee. You don't get anything else. There's no chemicals added to it. They are aromatically sealed, which basically means they're in aluminium, and you can recycle them at your local supermarkets very easily. So you don't need to worry about microplastics or waste because you can very easily recycle them. When it comes to making, say, a cappuccino, some of the brands use a 2 capsule system where you have coffee in one and then you have like the powdered milk in the other. With the Nespresso ones with the Aerochino, which is the milk frother, then you can just use whatever milk you want. So I use regular cow milk, you can use almond, whatever you want to use. We'll talk a little bit more about the capsules themselves. So when I actually worked for Nespresso, they had the older style capsules. Now these older style capsules are widely available in supermarkets. These newer style capsules, however, you can buy them on Amazon and you can buy them via Nespresso. So you can't currently go into a supermarket as I'm filming this in 2025 and pick capsules up. So that might be a little bit of a barrier for some people. But the capsules, of course, through something like Amazon Prime, you can get them delivered next day. When it comes to the capsules themselves, with the older style capsules, you can only really make a kind of a smaller drink. I like to drink the bigger drinks, so this is definitely not a stolen cup from Starbucks. So this is the style that I go through. I go for the big ones, the same as I go to Costa. I get a big coffee, and it was one of the main reasons why I didn't end up buying an espresso. I went for this one instead. However, as the capsules have changed now, you can get a bigger drink. So you can see the different style of capsules here. So you have one for a shot of espresso, and then you have one for a longer drink. And they also do decaf as well. Now you cannot taste the difference between the decaf and the regular ones, and the red line indicates decaf. When it does come to ordering the capsules, they do arrive in sleeves of 10, and they are halal certified, and on them you do have the dates of when they expire, but I would just take that in a pinch of salt because they are aromatically sealed, so they would last longer than the sell by date or best before end. But let's start brewing up. Let's make a cappuccino. So I've already filled the water tank up, which carries 1 litres worth of water, and all you do is simply just pop it on the back there and it'll click into place. So we just need to unlock the machine, put the capsule of the choice in. So I'm going to go for this one here. Place it in, push it down, unlock it. So if I had an espresso now, I would just put it on here, but let's lift this up so we can fit in the other cup here. And you just press the button at the top here. And the noise you can hear is the capsule inside spinning. You can really see the crema on top there from the espresso being infused, and the sound that you heard is the centrifuge, which is basically them spinning around super fast, which gives it this extra nice finish. Now let's say I want to make a iced latte out of this, so I can throw ice on there, and if I put the milk inside, press and hold the button, it will turn blue, and blue indicates that it's only going to froth the milk and not heat it up. So here we go, nice hot frothy milk. If you think that I've explained the product well, please give the video a like. Welcome if you end up subscribing, and if you do think that this product is for you, then if you use the link in the description below at no additional cost to you, you'll end up with the same one as I've got. I've been happy with it, and I'm very happy to gift it out to my sister. So yeah, Merry Christmas to her. Before we move over to these machines, I just want to note that I have seen on Amazon there's these capsules that you can refill, so you can put your own ground coffee in there. I don't know if they're any good personally, but if you have any experience with them, please leave them in the comments below of which brand that you've chosen. And if they're any good, I'll pick one up for my sister to help keep the cost of the capsules down. However, I am very happy with the Nespresso capsules in general because you can recycle them. And again, this is very much ease of use versus these type of things, which are a little kind of different. But let's go and check these ones out. We'll move on to these style machines now. So they're a little bit similar. So they're both made by Sage, which is also known as Breville. So my first experience with the Sage brand was with when I worked for Nespresso, and the girl who worked with me was working for Sage, and she basically sold me on Barista Express, which is a very good, beautiful machine. And after 5 years of heavy usage and taking it around the country with me, I ended up losing some parts from it. So it was basically the drip tray and the top, which are underneath my boat. Weight wise, it is a bit of an effort to move it around. I'll put how much it weighs underneath. Of course, that's not going to be appropriate for most people, but after 5 years of heavy usage, my old one broke, and so I decided to go for the newer version, which is the Sage Barista Pro. So this one, basically the difference is it heats up a lot quicker than the Barista Express, and the frother and the water tank inside will actually measure it out for you, and it's basically kind of on a timer, so you don't have to manually stop it, whereas the Barista Express you did. So we'll start off with this one, however. So this one is really my travel one. This is the Sage Bambino. They do have the Bambino Plus. I went for just the regular Bambino, and it is basically the one that I end up traveling around on and off the boat. And if you check out the back here, so I did actually drop the container, and I had to use some epoxy to basically stop it from leaking. It fell off a van in Scotland, so that's why it's like that. So these machines are well over 1 year old, and I use them all the time, so they have been definitely tested through, and I like both of them. They're very good. If you had to choose one, I don't know which one I'd go for, because I've been happy. So I get ground coffee from the supermarkets when I'm out and about, or I'll pre-grind coffee on this and then put it in a sandwich box and take it with me. But yeah, let's go into this one. The Sage Bambino is very easy to use. So we've filled the water up at the back. Now let's say you want a cup of tea, or if you want to put some water in for an Americano, just simply move over the stout, press the top button, and this will just be for hot water. So it heats up pretty much straight away, so you don't need to wait too long, and it will stop by itself. So once the cup is more or less full, a predetermined measurement, it will stop filling up. So it took about 30 seconds in order to get this much water out of the tank, right there. And so what we're going to do now is we'll make a black coffee from it using ground coffee. So I actually grounded some coffee up from here. So of course the big difference here is it does not have a grinder on it, so you need to buy either pre-ground coffee, or you can buy a separate grinder. So, and then all we need to do is fill this up. And then there we go, squash it down, like so. And then in we go. And then it's time to push the other buttons. So on the top up here, we have both single, or we have a double shot. We also have a frother, so if you want to do frothy milk on there, which we'll do in a second, then you can do that easily. Let's press this one. Here we go. Nice Americano with excellent crema on top. Next drink, we'll do a cappuccino with the frothy milk. So earlier we made the Americano using the Bambino, and we'll use the same machine to make a cappuccino next. So we've got the ground coffee inside, then it goes in. So you just add your espresso shot in there. I like a double. So press double. Next up we'll start frothing the milk. So we'll just pop this up on the top there, and then we'll get the milk. So I put some milk in already. So this one made by Sage actually has this little indicator, and as it gets warmer it will start to light up. So you just pop it in, and what I tend to do to begin with is just leaving it on the side, just like so, pressing steam. As you can see, you get a nice microfoam on top, and here we go. Nice big foam, like so, for your cappuccinos. And place it on. There we go. Out of all the machines, this is my favorite one. It comes with the grinder on top, so let's top that up. So this kilogram of beans here I actually brought from TK Maxx, and it was £12. So a lot more affordable versus the Nespresso. They have a lot of different roast. So I just topped up the beans, and we have the water tank which holds 2 liters at the back there, which is very good if you're doing a lot of Americanos or cup of teas, because you do use a lot more water than just putting through an espresso. And it simply has a handle and it lifts up nice and easy. So if it's against a wall, which usually this is, it's very easy to get to. So let's fire it up. So you'll notice that it heats up pretty much straight away, and we'll be able to make drinks straight away without waiting for it to warm up. So that was one of the advantages over the Barista Express, which is the previous model of this. This one is the Barista Pro, and it heats up a lot quicker. So let's fire it on. There we go. So we're all good to go. So the temper is on a little magnet just there. And what happens is, to grind it, you put this in here. There's a little button at the back. It's activated by this bit. There we go. And then just temper it down like so. Put this back in, and then here we go. So we'll do the espresso first. So again, you have 2 double shot and single shot. Okay, let's just remove that now. I have changed seats, by the way. So if you wanted hot water, it comes out the middle here. And to do that, you just do the dial on the side. You can see the hot water's coming out here. So we'll use that for a cup of tea shortly. But we want to do the milk here. So the steamer, the dial is on this side. And here we go. So just like the other ones, you get very good microfoam on that. There we go, very nice. The links for all the products are in the description below at no additional cost to you. Which one would you choose? Thank you for liking the video, and welcome if you subscribe.